Hello, everyone. Is your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction, and Therese is back in the building. Hello, Therese. How are you?
Hi, I am back in the building, but not my
Not
building,
your
as you
building.
can see. I'm
Well,
at my friend's house, but yeah,
yeah, she's shooting on location, but
here in lovely
here,
North Florida,
it would be great if one time we did this like outside of like a K-pop arena. It'd be kind of sick.
a K-pop arena.
Yeah, like if we
I
went to
feel
a
like
K-pop show together, it'd be kind of wild. Like you, me,
we
Alex, and
should
show up.
definitely meet up in South Korea at some point, and
IRL. Yeah.
yeah,
IRL streaming. Um, well, thank you guys for coming and watching this. I know a lot of people wanted to see this live. So we're going to try to do something where this is my plan. So fingers crossed it's going to work. But I have it set up in my streaming system where I can switch the screens so we'll be a larger screen and we can have like some commentary aspect to it. And I'm gonna link Therese's playlist for all the Mama videos. Mamamoo
all the moo-moos out
the
there
Moo
that love
Zingers.
Mama Moo.
I'm linking the Mama Awards video playlist that she put together for us, and that will be linked in the description, so you guys can kind of follow along that way if you did not watch it live. So I feel like I want to try to do what I can for people. So we're gonna do it, and I know people have been patiently waiting for this live. So and more, we'll try to do more live stages. If this works out and you guys like it, maybe that might be the formula that we have to do. But Therese, how was your holiday? Was it good?
It was good. It was traditional ham and mac and cheese and
Woo!
mashed potatoes kind of
Let's
Christmas.
go.
And I got the Lego Dynamite set from my friends that
What?
it's funny because I talked so much crap about Lego as a brand while they already had this present for me because they
No, you did not. No, 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 no,
and it
no,
wasn't
no.
even like bad stuff. It was just like, Lego. Like I've worked with them. It's a whole
Oh
thing. I
no.
truly, I appreciate everything Lego has done for the engineering community out there and all the designers and architects that love Legos. Like I feel you. I do. It's just not my
No.
thing, and I don't like how much they charge for their stuff.
It
But
is a
yeah,
lot, yeah.
I am going to put together the BTS set. Just
I respect it.
to have
Yeah.
more things on my desk.
Yeah. I listen, as someone who just reorganized my desk and I bought this is not sponsored, but if Command Strips wants to sponsor me, I bought a ton of Command Strip shelves and they're great. So big salutes.
That is
If you-
like a major sponsorship to
That
me.
is
Command strips.
hey,
Oh
come
my
on.
god.
That'd be lit. I'd be so about that. But anyway, that's enough talking. I hope everyone had a great holiday. Gondo, hello. Thank you for coming back.
Oh yeah. If
Um,
you're new here, this is Brandon. He
I'm
doesn't
here.
know
I don't know
K-pop at
anything.
all.
I'm
This
stupid.
I'm Therese. I know a lot of K-pop, but I'm not like an expert in any of it, of course. And I made this playlist, and it was truly just like the Mama and MMA performances, but
Nice.
some other people brought up other iconic performances this year that I felt I needed to include, and I have not actually watched myself. So
What?
it's gonna
Oh
be a
shit.
ride.
Let's go. I'm about it. Okay. Well, can you give me a little bit? Okay, so I don't know anything about Mama Awards. Is this, if I
Yeah.
had to guess, if I had to put it in a scope of what I know, is it kind of like a VMAs but for like K-pop as like a whole, like where you get awards based off of like, your fandom, like, what has the most popular song this year, blah blah blah, best album,
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of?
it's not far from that. I'd say it's a lot more in the like unknown because it's not that everyone votes for all of the awards in Mama. It's just like certain awards they vote
Okay.
for. And then other awards are just determined based on popularity usually, or like not like voted popularity, but like known popularity, I guess, maybe
Mm,
streams. I don't
okay.
know the actual scoring they use in Mama. MMA is closer to like the Billboard
Okay,
awards
the
where they
Billboard,
use a
yeah.
lot of sales and stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, Mama is very like it's all about K-pop. Like they coined the term K-pop. I'm pretty sure you don't quote me on that, but like they were the ones that brought together all the Hallyu sort of groups and
Oh,
made a whole thing out of it. So it's the Mnet Asian Music Awards, and
uh,
Mama is the Melon Music Awards, where Melon is kind of like their Spotify or
oh, okay, okay, okay,
iTunes.
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and Mnet
Okay.
is like, I don't know. It's a lot of things. It's what created Eyes One, what created Kepler and Zero Base
Oh,
One, and that they're the overarching company that create a lot of K-pop groups. So it is kind of biased, but
yeah.
you know,
A little
I think
biased.
this was an interesting year.
Okay, well, I'm curious because I can see the first video, which is G Idol's Queen card, and there are so many lights out there. So I feel like I'm always curious on like obviously I feel like being K-pop and like being in the States, it's maybe a little bit different comparatively. So I don't want to seem like I'm an American. I don't know what this is like. So, but truly, I actually don't. So if people that go to know about Mama and all that stuff that live in Korea. I'm
Oh,
curious what people's opinion is on that.
yeah. I'm curious about it too. If anyone here attended, maybe I don't. That might be a long shot, but I did. I will say that this year, Mama had their own light sticks, which was kind of cool.
Mm,
So
okay,
that's what you're seeing in the audience. Is usually people will bring the light sticks of their favorite groups, but I think for this one they had
it was just
Mama
all
specific.
Mama
Yeah,
specific lights.
yeah.
And Gondo did say Mama's held in Japan actually. With that's pretty
It
interesting.
was this year.
It
It
was
was
this year.
this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Typically, I guess it's held in Korea. I would guess.
It's usually like a large city in Asia.
Okay.
I think last year it was oh, I don't remember.
Would it would they have had one last year in 2021?
They had one last year. They had one that was like very COVID friendly,
I was
which
gonna say.
was it was strange. There was a huge meme going around with this girl in like a fully tinfoil outfit, and she had a mask on, like a plastic mask on, and
Oh
she
my
had to
god.
sanitize the stage after every performance or every award. It was a huge meme. It was so
No.
much fun.
No. Well, shout outs to her. God, that's oh, that's terrible. I don't want to think about it. Anyway, um, this is cool. Well, I'm excited to do this. Like I said, I'm hoping to do more live stages. Maybe we'll do like I'm hoping to kind of do one maybe once a month if we can just do like one off stream that isn't the Monday Wednesday stream and just do like some live stages because I know we get oh my god, I can't even tell you. I've lost track of how many comments we get on any group that we cover and they're like, "You need to check out this live stage." And we're like, "God, if we could, we would. We would show it, but we can't." So, we're going to try to figure a workaround for it, but would like to try to accommodate people here cuz listen, I think some of it is like I love the music, obviously. Today I spent like half the day listening to like the entire Red Velvet catalog and the other half listening to more twice. So I'm just invested. I'm waiting for Spotify to just get beaten over the head with all the K-pop groups I'm going to be listening to. So next year it's if it's not number 2, I'll be really surprised. But yeah, I know that a component of it is the live aspect to it. So I'd like to try to capture both ends of the scale here. So we're gonna try to do that. Gondo says they had a COVID one a while ago. I think there was no audience, and the Arias just had to use the vans as the dress. Wow, okay, in the parking lot, and yes, the staff had to spray down the stage. Mics after every award. That is crazy. But also would make
Yeah,
sense.
there was some really bad stuff that came out about how they were treating certain artists because it is
Oh,
such a long award show. This award show went on for 2 days. Each day
whew,
was 4 hours, I
whew.
believe. So I included some performances from both days, I
Okay.
believe. I don't know if they're in order, but
It doesn't matter as long as
yeah,
they're there.
I'm really curious to see what you think about these Korean award show performances because they go, whew.
Yeah, I haven't seen really much of anything. I think if there's been some performances that I've seen, it's just from like ones that I've known. Like I think we watched some for Stray Kids. We've watched some for I think we did some for ATs. Um, but yeah, other than that, I really haven't gone out of my way to look for it. Only because I knew eventually we were gonna watch them live. So
Yeah.
anyway, all right. Well, I think we're gonna start off with the first one, which, as I mentioned before, this one's G Idol's Queen card. So, Therese, if you're ready to jump down the rabbit hole, we're gonna do it.
I am ready. And that's why they were talking because they were like slowly rising. They had to give
Oh my
time to get that
god!
riser all the way
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
oh
It's so
my.
awkward. That was an awkward performance. I really love G Idol,
Yeah, same.
and I don't know if that fully encompassed their their charm.
Gondo says it is a phone sponsorship, so that might make sense
Oh,
if
right,
that's the
right,
case.
right. Yeah, because I think Mama had like the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip Award or
They're like,
something.
hey, sorry, like, so let me, yeah.
But either way, like I feel like they could have done a little bit more with. I think they started really hot.
Oh,
I think it
yeah,
was
it was on fire.
it
Yeah.
was a really sick performance, and then it just sort of ended kind of abruptly. Like they got them all the way up in the air. I thought they were going to do another dance thing, but maybe they ran out of
Yeah,
time.
I thought they were gonna run back the chorus, honestly, as like the
Yeah.
stage was like going down or something. Maybe it was like maybe that might
I don't
cause too
know.
much liability,
I
you
don't.
know?
Yeah, I don't know if they would be performing while the stage is
Yeah,
going.
that's true. That's true. Sorry. That's me coming from a metal background. But no, I enjoyed this a lot. I would argue that the actual like live version of the song hits way more.
Oh yeah,
I love the
agreed.
live performance of this. This is great. The instrumentation, whoever their band was, shout outs, like great job.
hmm
Like
I think they had one that was going for the whole award show in
well,
the
big
pit.
salutes to them because I think it's so impressive to see like how like even like the It's Live videos, like how they kind of like rearrange the song that you're so familiar with, and you're like, man, I don't know how they're gonna do this, and then they just wind up making something like so like obviously with live instrumentation, but like also at the same point like being like, oh well, this makes sense, right? You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's cool. I was definitely stoked about it. But yeah, the riser
hmm
thing, I was a little, yeah, that had me a little concerned. But I was like, I kind of didn't understand it only because, like, I was like, why are they just talking? Like, I'm like, I feel like they would just be like continuing to perform, and I didn't realize that the stage had like moved up as they're talking.
Yeah, I think that was the point. Like it
And
was supposed to be surprising.
and then at the end, you're just like, hey, what's going on? We're just doing this live. Our stage is like, hundreds of feet taller than like our dancers that we have. Like like just
Yeah.
everybody in the pink suits are at the bottom, and the G Idol's like,
Yeah,
you
shout
can
out to
barely
Squid
see.
Games.
Yeah, I thought for sure if it wasn't a
Is
Squid
this
Game
Squid Games?
reference, that's what I thought it
That was a good
was.
one.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
that was
Hey,
a good one.
listen, I'll call it as I see it. That's what I thought it was.
No,
Is that,
no,
that,
because I'll tell you right now, like the outfits they were in, very sanitizer girl 2021 mama. That was kind of what the sanitizer girl was wearing,
Oh,
but with a
oh
really
my
high pony.
god. Why? Oh no.
And it was
Okay.
like full body. Yeah, I love the chrome. I loved them.
Mm,
I
mm.
think they were a good like starch to the pink suits. It was crazy.
That's
But
true.
yeah,
That's true.
wish we had more. Honestly, I'm just glad that they got noticed because I don't think they've been highlighted enough in Mama in previous years because
Sure.
Seattle's a massive group now,
Hmm.
and you'll notice since like a lot of these stages part of Mama are quieter, like the audience is quieter.
Yeah.
It's first of all, it's in Japan, so it's a largely Japanese audience, so maybe they don't
Oh.
know the groups as well. But also it's just like a cultural difference. Like we scream in America, of course, but
Yeah.
it's nowhere near the screaming that they do in Brazil. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my god. Yeah.
yeah.
Woo. Yeah. I think it was cool. I think from what I could gather, at least, I feel like more of it is based around like the performative aspect of it, where again, I guess depending upon where it's like held at, I would be curious to
Mhm.
see like previous years if it was like held in Korea or like, maybe Japan in another year like prior to COVID, or like I'm curious to see like maybe past Mama Awards, just to be kind of
Oh
like
boy.
to just kind of see like where the level of like where the level of like hype or fandom would be coming from, just because I think maybe
Mhm.
like I would argue people are maybe a little bit more like a little bit more like tentative because just because of what happened in 2020. So I think
Yeah.
maybe it might. I don't know. It could also. You could also be correct. It could be a cultural thing as well too. So
I
I
mean,
want to speak out of
I
turn.
will I will also say these performances we're going to see today are great, but they were not nearly as iconic as some of the performances of past. So,
The OGs, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
eventually we'll get into like the older groups, or we'll do an
Woo!
older mama, older
That'd be sick.
more iconic stages, and see like everything that Hallyu has spread to. It's crazy.
I feel like it would be fun to do like best of like any like, because I know there's tons of because I know I'd imagine there's tons of like awards around this sort of stuff. So I'd be
Mhm.
curious to find like some of the best, what is I guess what people feel like are some of the best like mama performances, what are the best like
Yeah.
other performances, and like just kind of just do like a best of like bam
Yeah,
bam
we
bam
should
bam bam bam
definitely
bam. Yeah.
all you guys in the comments, let us know your favorite mama performances, and we'll probably get around to them in another variety stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be sick. I'd be about it. We'll get Alex onto it. He was supposed to join us tonight, but it's okay. He had prior
Mhm.
engagements, but
But
we are not barring Alex from coming back. He is he wants to
no,
come
he's
back.
definitely he's definitely like we're we have the seat warmed up and ready at any
We are
time
ready.
Alex get
We have
back
it.
here.
Yeah, we had the seat cooking
But
for him.
yeah, Gondo made a good point. When we watch Mamamoo, we can check out the iconic Jackson meme. Yes. There.
Oh,
So a lot of what you saw today, like they have some pretty mild reactions from the artists and the audience.
yeah.
They go crazy, and we're definitely going to see that because I did add JYP's performance. Everyone get excited.
Let's
It's towards the
go.
end, so you have to stick around to to find out. But yes, the artist reactions are some of the best because they'll
Oh,
literally
okay.
just be watching like open mouth, and then oh my god, the camera's on me.
They're like, yeah, then they have to
Yeah.
like frantically like, yeah, oh my god, because they did pan over to like to some of the artists. Like I think
Mhm.
I did recognize Le Seraphim. Uh, if I'm correct, I think maybe I don't know if it was Stray or maybe ATs. I don't know if they were there or not, but
I didn't see
maybe
them
it
in
was
the
AT.
audience this time,
I
but
feel like there was another guys
they had
group they panned
yeah,
over to.
they had like a pretty abysmal attendance this year from artists.
Uh,
The mama artists, like
okay.
New Jeans didn't go, and they didn't even send in acceptance videos. It was a little shady in my opinion, but like
How dare
they're
they?
missing a lot. They're missing a lot of artists this year, so that's
I
okay. We'll get
I s-
around to the others.
I saw your comments in the Soju. Shout outs to Soju, the podcast, the Soju Talk podcast, because I was in some of the videos that they did in on Twitch about their what was it? They were picking the top song of the year or something earlier
Oh
today.
yeah, they're like their spice chart.
The Spice Chart, yeah. And I was like, I saw your comments. Not enough new jeans. Not enough new jeans. Why couldn't we have more? I was like,
They already had 4 New Jeans up there. I'm like, nah, we
damn,
need
girl,
like all of the New
give
Jeans
me
songs.
all of that shit. Yeah, hell yeah. I know
Yeah,
what
I
that's
saved
like.
New Jeans as the best performance for last. So
Thank you.
yeah,
I
we
can't get enough of
leave
those
off on a
ladies.
good note.
Hey, I'm about it. I
All right.
no no spoilers, but may have shown up on my EPs of the year list. Can't confirm or deny. But
Yeah.
this next one is one of my favorites, Le Seraphim.
Yeah. This
Big
is Eve
salutes to the
Psych
ladies.
and the Bluebeard's
Oh,
wife.
let's
Yeah.
go. My
Mama
favorite track.
version.
Hey, let's do it up. All right, let's get into it. Why? Okay, I first of all, I loved that the collab part. I feel like everything popped. This was fucking hard. This was so sick. Like the beginning, they had like a little bit of like like hip hop. Like I feel like it was
Mhm.
that was so sick, and then they got into the actual performance of the song. I don't know, like I feel like the song was structured out a little differently. If I
It
had to,
was, yeah.
like, yeah,
That's why they called it the mama version, because they remixed it. But I know what you're talking about, because when they started, it sounded very different, even though it was the
yeah,
same
yeah.
song. Yeah.
I think it was
But
like the vocals. The vocals were there's
mhm.
something about the vocals that they
They
changed up.
they took out the bass track, it sounded like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that, like, it made it a little more ominous.
Yeah, it was
But
like a little dark, yeah.
I kinda liked it. I wasn't sure at first, but as they kept going, I was like, "Yeah, this is it. This
Nah,
is
this
it."
pops. This pops,
And then
yeah.
shout out to Street Woman Fighter 2. This is a huge, competition show where a bunch of groups of women get together and do dance-offs, and,
Oh, I love that
Mannequin
shit.
was one of those
Yeah.
groups. So, um oh my god, they're so cool. So
Oh, it was
cool.
so yeah. Shout out to the Street Women Fighters too. They were great. I also love that like it was like basically like an EDM. Like they just basically like just EDM the fuck out of that song in the middle,
Yeah.
which is really cool. But yeah, man, like I feel like I would have to one day. I feel like I would have to experience something like this live. Like I would love to
Oh,
go to
man.
like a Mama Awards. Hey, listen, listen, we get big enough. I'm taking all. We're all going. You, me, and Alex are going to wherever. We're pulling
Sure.
up. We're pulling up. Like we'll do it. We'll do it. I have faith. I'm gonna do it. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it was a great performance. I think it gives me a lot more respect for Le Sserafim because I hadn't seen any live stuff. I've seen like a little bit of variety. I've watched like their like wired autocomplete interviews. Like I've kind of gone down the rabbit hole a little bit more with Le Sserafim, and also the
Nice.
fact that like I have just listened to Perfect Night like on repeat
Oh,
since we
yeah,
did
it's a
our.
great
I
song.
was like, that song just keeps getting better and better. And I listened to the holiday version. I was like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
kind of slaps during the holidays. Oh man. So, but yeah, I think Le Sserafim's moved up my ranks in terms of groups
They're
now.
doing really well, and I
They're
think
doing
they
well.
do a very good job showcasing each of the members. You could definitely tell when Sakura came out because she's already an established idol in Japan, so,
Oh
like,
yeah.
they knew
They knew,
exactly.
they knew, they knew, they knew they gotta
Yeah,
give her the love. But oh man, this is
I felt
great.
it.
I
Ooh.
think I think that's at number one right now. I
Oh,
think that
yeah, that was
that
a great
that's
one.
that's tops. I love it.
Yeah.
His house says they always know how to put on a great show, and I love it. 10 out of 10 would agree with that. My man Ern, what's going on? My boy, thank you for showing up. Love you. Um, but yeah, this was great. This next one we have is and Team. I don't know
Yeah,
anything
okay,
about
so
this group.
this is not a super well-known group. I'd
Okay.
say they're well-known enough amongst the K-pop community, but
Hmm.
&TEAM, they are kind of like the brother group to ENHYPEN, which you might not have
Also,
looked into at all.
nope.
But they are under, I think they're under HYBE, which is the like
Yeah.
BTS, LE SSERAFIM, 17, TXT, and they are a Japanese boy group.
Ooh.
And to be
Okay.
honest, like I check out their songs every now and then, but I'm not like a stan. I don't listen to their
Sure.
albums a ton. I will
Too
say
many groups
that
to be a stan of.
yeah, this performance really brought it up for me. For one, Mnet is known for their bad camera work. Like it's just a thing.
The
Um,
pan.
and and this performance, they actually did a very good job with it. So I felt like I should add it in just
Oh,
because
okay.
that's a lot of what you see in these awards shows is that you're introduced to new groups because
Okay.
they get the chance to perform. So this is your introduction to &TEAM.
I feel like it's not me personally, as someone who has done a lot of videography in my life, I don't think it's bad. I think it's so tough because there's so much going on, and you can only have. I imagine there's only so many like camera people that they have to work with.
Mhm.
So it's like the
I
person that
think,
is the director has to be like, okay, we're changing here, we're changing here, we're changing here. Oh, okay, we got to get this shot for
yeah.
this, and it's just like pure
I
chaos.
think what really stinks is, especially for these performances, you can tell like it's a huge performance, and a lot of
Yeah.
times they'll zoom in on one person, and you're like, no, I want to see what's going on the
All everything.
stage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so um,
When I
Gondo
stayed
said
up late
they
to see, you know.
yeah. Gondo said they did an okay job of camera work on day 1, and then it was a train wreck on day 2,
Oh
which I won't
no.
disagree with. But
Oh, poor
um
guys.
but that's I don't expect a great job from Mnet in general. That's just my personal take. I just, if I get to see them
I'm trying
perform,
to
I
give
get
a
to see
shout
them
out to the
perform.
guys, you know what I mean? The cameramen, you know, listen, in the trenches, I get it, you know. So listen,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
True.
trying to give them their
They're doing
flowers,
way
you know.
better work than I am. Just watching.
Teresa's like
All
up
right.
late watching the like TV screen, and she's just like, man, I wish
I'm like, zoom out, zoom out.
I could do a better camera job than this. This guy sucks. Can't believe it. It's
No,
terrible.
I would
No, I'm
never.
kidding. Oh man. Well, all right. Well, and team, this is War Cry. Yeah, very excited. Like I said, haven't heard anything from and team. So
Oh, they
introduction.
are. Their concept is werewolves. I should preface that.
Like,
Like they're werewolves. The way that ATs are pirates, these guys are
oh,
werewolves.
okay. I thought you said they're
Yeah.
gonna like dress up as werewolves. Then I would have some questions.
But I don't know if they have
Okay.
that much in them, but
All right.
I might be misremembering the costumes at 4 a.m. I don't know.
Oh boy. All right. Gondo, we'll read Gondo's last comment, then we'll get onto the video. But Gondo says they love to show shots of the gap between the crowd and stage instead of showing the performance or the actual. Yeah. Listen, I can't.
I mean, you saw that a little bit in Le Seraphim when they had like a full pan of the stage and they were just little dots in the back. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Well, let's get into and team War Cry. Hopefully it's not terrible. We'll find out. They really had the dog in them, so I respect that. Yeah. Sorry, that was a terrible joke, guys. This was great. They were awesome. And team.
Yeah.
Big salutes. Yeah, I do agree. I feel like they should have incorporated like a howl or something. I feel like it was like the writing's on the wall. You know, I was like
maybe it was too much. You know, maybe they were like, nah, everyone's
too
expecting
campy,
the
too
howl.
campy.
We're too cool for that.
I will say, out of the fits, I mean they had a great fit. Like all of their like the fashion they were rocking with for that stage performance. Oh, it was great. I love it. Gave me like it kind of gave me a little bit of like My Chem Black Parade vibes, you know?
Ooh.
You know, the way that they were dressed up in like the marching band kind of like get up, but like more leather. I was about it.
More leather. I feel like the
More
marching
leather.
band getup is very common in a lot of K-pop styling, I guess. The uniform, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
they want all the members to look the same but slightly different.
Just a little different, yeah.
Yeah.
The song itself was great. I'm curious to hear what like the actual version of the song is to just kind of get more of a, because this is the first time that I think I've listened. Well, this is the only time I've listened to And Team, but this is the first time I've listened to the song. So it'll be interesting to go into And Team and listen to like the actual song versus like the Mama version. But
they got some bangers.
They got this one ripped. I was about it. Like especially this, you know, if they incorporate like more like rock elements, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think it would work out really well for them.
Yeah.
So
we'll keep an eye out on them.
Well, yeah.
Got Fluffy Snack 22. Hi, new here. Are you checking out Zykers and Boy Next Door performances? Not today, unfortunately. We don't have those two specifically on this playlist.
No.
Zykers, we do have ATs coming up. Zykers is the group.
Love me some
what's
ATs.
The word? Under ATs, I guess, under their company. And Boy Next Door is a really great shout out. We're gonna get to them eventually when probably next time they come out with an album. Yeah.
Very cool.
Chow said, I really like them because of their songs that have dramatic sound that I enjoy in K-pop. Agreed.
All right. I'll have to do it.
ATs though. We got ATs here. ATs present, right?
We had to.
ATs.
We did it. We had to. I feel like it was almost as if we had to because, like, you know, thank you for everybody watching the ATs video. I legitimately look at it every day. Not every day, but I like check it. I was checking it every day.
He watches the Kingdom performance of.
I do watch the Kingdom performance. Yeah.
With the squid.
Yeah, I will say though, I was very surprised. So shout outs to everybody that watched that video because I think it has like 6,000 views on it now, which is pretty wild. So shout out, and
Dang.
everybody's been asking for part two. So I think we might
Yeah, we
have
gotta get to
to.
part two.
I think we
Yeah.
might have to do part two soon. But
They
um,
killed the Kraken.
they killed the Kraken. But yeah, shout outs to Ann Team. If anybody is an Ann Team stan, if you're watching this now and you're watching on YouTube or you're in Twitch chat with us, let me know what Ann Team song you would recommend me to check out first, because I'll give it a listen. Don't give me a title track, because if we do wind up listening to them, then I'll on here, then I would like to save the title track. So if you have like a B side that you would like me to check out, let me know. But yeah, very very stoked on and team. They seem really really sick. And if they're kind of in the same boat as like an ATEEZ or Stray, then I think I'm gonna rock. It's gonna be sick. I don't know what Therese is doing, but I think
Sorry, I realized my
I was trying to just
computer's
talk.
charging.
I was just trying to talk so
You were doing a great job.
Therese isn't like this, like out here, like.
I realized my computer wasn't charging and I was looking for an outlet.
Oh, that was awesome.
Anyway.
Big salutes.
Yeah,
Fluffy,
definitely get your house in that one.
Fluffy Snake says, 22 says, oh, you guys should totally check out their Kingdom performance they did with Stray Kids. It's a cover of Wolf by EXO. And then definitely get your house and then that one. Yeah, for sure. Mama Words brought to you by audioaddictionmedia 2020. Oh my god. That would be sick. Imagine if I was like the host of I'd be like, hey, what's going on, guys?
At some point, we got to play a game of like, if you were going to make an awards show, who would you invite? Like, who would do your performances?
God, you were really, I can't do that.
But that's for another day.
That's for another day. Well, we do, Therese almost on the spot decided to do this new thing that we're going to plan on doing, which is called Kpop or Cap with a K. Because so basically, she's going to give me names of groups, and I'm going to have to decipher whether or not it's an actual K-pop group or not. So come join me for that.
I came up with some good ones, guys.
It was a good one.
Some of them, you just have to change one letter, and then you're like, I have no clue. It could be a K-pop group.
Oh, no.
It's not Stray Kids, but it's abandoned children.
Oh, my God. I should, and then I should find, like, some really terrible things, like, things that I can have. Like a really hot sauce, or like something super sour.
Make it like a hot one.
And I get it wrong, I have to take like whatever the shot of whatever.
No, I feel like the shame will be enough for you.
No. I feel like we gotta double down. You know, I feel like I gotta know. You know, I gotta get.
Yeah. Look out for that. Look out for that.
Yeah, we'll do it live. Well, that is 100% a live video that will never get posted onto YouTube. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
It will get posted on YouTube. I'm just kidding. I cannot, you know.
Yeah.
But that was great. Shout out to Ann Team. I know I keep saying that, but that's my go-to phrase is shout out all the time. But guys, we're ready for ATEEZ.
We're ready for ATEEZ.
We have is it 4 songs? Or 3 songs?
It's 3. Wait. Might be 4. It's a lot of songs. It's a longer performance. It's 10 minutes, but it actually includes some like pre-recorded video to move along a storyline.
Lore?
Is
this lore? Is this
lore?
Oh god. Oh no. All right. Well, hopefully it's not lore, because I'm not gonna be able to retain that shit. But we're gonna do ATEEZ. All these we have Ready or Not, Bouncy, Weo. I don't know what the last one is, so we're just gonna get through. Guys, that was of course ATEEZ.
Yeah,
man, I will say some of the shots were a little rough, but overall I think it was pretty clean. Man, I feel like I already respected what ATEEZ does already, but I feel like this Mama performance made me give him that much more respect. Like I think there was something special about this performance where I felt like more of their personality came out. Like it was like obviously
Mm.
watching MVs, you're like, okay, this is cool. Like you get to experience like the song, you get to experience like part of the storyline, all that sort of stuff. But I feel like these live performances, like you really get to tell they're like fully into it, like they're going
Mhm.
hard. Like there's so much energy that they like are putting towards these songs. So I got to give them a lot of credit because I could like I'm watching a YouTube video and I felt like hyped, you know, and I'm sitting
Yeah.
in my computer chair. So I can only imagine seeing them live. I would be like, fuck, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. It'd be
Hey,
crazy.
we did it. We manifested their next world tour, so now
We
we gotta
did.
go.
Now we gotta go. But they were great.
Um,
Great
yeah.
live group. I think they really encapsulate what I felt like their material encapsulated when we like listened to the MVs, but like even more so. Like there was just something there's just a personal touch to I feel like these performances and like I imagine all of their live performances like in terms of if I don't know, I imagine a lot of people in chat have seen ATs, but I there was something special about I feel like their live performance just the energy is unmatched to me. So I love that. So
Mhm.
shout outs to ATs.
It's true. Someone mentioned that this was the opening to day 2 of Mama, which was supposed to be like the biggest day with the best art or like the most popular
Most
artists, I guess.
popular, yeah.
And I gotta say, it set a high bar. It set
I
a
was gonna
high bar
say,
at 4 in the
woo!
morning. I was sitting there like, I'm awake.
My eyes are open. Yeah.
Ah. I gotta compare them to specifically Monsta X. If anyone has seen their stages, they also go crazy. And I think they were openers for one of the Mama performances I watched, or
Woo.
one of the Mama days of the past years. And they kind of fill in a gap that Monsta X hasn't been able to perform, where like they just bring a ton of energy and they do crazy stuff on stage, and they kind of like give off that like I don't give a shit sort of
Yeah.
thing,
Oh, for
where they're
sure.
like, I'm just gonna put on the best performance. I'm not gonna worry about like technicalities or anything. And obviously they're technically amazing. Like
Yeah.
their dance is still so precise, but they do have that raw energy to them. And I don't just mean because they don't have shirts on.
That's also some raw
That
energy
was that
too.
was that was also
That was a
great,
different raw
great job,
energy.
Stan. Great job. But no, I think that especially like taking out the usually they have like when idols sing, they have
Hmm.
an MR track, which is like they are singing live, but it's heavily like encased. Their live vocals are encased in the actual recorded track.
Correct. Yeah.
So this one, like you could tell they were live. You could hear their actual voices,
Yeah,
and
breathing, all that stuff.
I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. I really appreciate the very light touch of backing track and heavy amounts of real audio.
Yeah, like the actual yeah, performative like yeah, because I noticed at some points like you could hear like breathing and like
Mhm.
it wasn't not to say like other groups are fabricated in that way, but it's I appreciate the level of like of just trying to
Yeah.
make sure it's a live experience and like that they are
Mhm.
listening to you just like huff and puff your way through the dance routine and then also try to spit out your lines like that. I think there's something really impressive to do that and then as well as to again put on the energy, have the rawness about you know
Yeah,
talking
and
live
and
is
Le
great.
Sserafim had that a little bit too. I could hear Le
Yeah,
Sserafim's live vocals a bit, and I'm like, yes, this is what I came here for. Like,
I would hope.
I
Yeah,
could listen to your track at any other
yeah.
day, but
I
it's
could throw
different when I get
Spotify
to hear
on.
them perform.
Yeah, I could throw Spotify on
Exactly.
all the time. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the live experience is such a crucial part. So I'm glad that they because I don't know if typically like Mama's stuff. I mean, obviously, again, I don't want to count like last year, maybe the year prior, but like prior to COVID, like I'm curious of whether or not like if I'd imagine more of
Actually,
them played live. I would assume.
originally most of performances were live, especially on music shows and stuff. And I think in the past few years, as the groups became more dance focused, they took most of the live vocals and turned them into pre-recorded vocals, which
Mm,
isn't a bad thing if it's a dance focused group, but it does take away a little bit of that like enthusiasm the way that AT's brought. But it's still like still great performers, still
sure.
amazing,
I think it may
talented
be.
people that doing things I could never in a million years do.
Neither could I. Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
preface that I probably could never do this, but I think it. I think there's a level of realness that you have, like when you're doing it. Like I think there's something
Yeah.
specifically impressive about it. It's like when I go to see like local shows or like even like more like metal alternative bands, like I see them perform live, and I feel like for me, it's like I would never expect them to like backtrack or like I wouldn't expect them to like fake their like singing voice or like have it pre-recorded or something like that. So to me,
Right.
when like some of these are like more like fabricated in some ways, like it makes me appreciate the facts when they do it more in a like controlled setting, but also have that sort of live aspect of like you can hear the crowd, you can hear like all of these things kind of coalesce together, and it's really impressive, especially considering that they're moving around on stage arguably more than some of the alternative and like metal groups that I listen to by a long shot. So
Yeah.
I gotta give them flowers certainly on that. But yeah, this was AT's brought it that night. So big salutes to AT's.
Yeah.
Some chat here. Um, Everybody says AT's open day 2. Ghana says hell of an opener. I would agree with that. And then actor Sandtime was not ready for this. Let me tell you. And then Gano says, "Can't believe he smelled the the pepper first and then ate it." I did think that was a little strange, but I mean, hey,
Really?
whatever.
I mean, I know a lot of people that smell before they eat, even if it's just like French fries.
No way. I just go straight for. If I know what it is, I'm just going. We're going head first.
It's for the drama.
Yeah, drama. Sorry, that was not a good joke.
Oh,
Anyway,
ah.
Gondo says this is illegal, which I assume she's referring to the shirt, the shirt
Yeah,
part.
yeah. The lack of
The
shirt.
lack of shirt, no shirt. And then Fluffy Snag 22 says idol reactions are the best thing ever. I would love to. I'm sure we'll.
We gotta find that
I'm sure
cam.
we'll have to find that
It's
cam.
somewhere.
It'll be great. Falling over open mouths. And then also said this might be my favorite Hung rap. I just love the sass he has in the recent comebacks. I would agree. That was
Mhm.
like super hard.
Yeah,
I respect Hung Jung.
is always, always Hungjung. I don't know how else to
Always,
say it.
yeah.
Always.
Gondo also says AT's always kills the mama performances.
Yeah.
That's where I was first introduced to them. Never skip an
Wow.
AT's mama performance. Hey,
What an
big salutes.
introduction. God
What?
damn.
Yeah. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Oh,
All right. Well, I think we're gonna move on to the next one here, which we have "Kiss
all
of Life."
right.
So let me
Now we're
get
in
it up.
MMA.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right,
All right.
"Kiss of Life."
I wanted to add Espa on here so bad. But
You
I think some
didn't.
of these other stages I
Oh.
didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
They had a longer stage and we only had enough time for so many cuz some of them are
Oh
like 10 minutes
no.
long. So
No.
we'll look them up later.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
That's right. No, listen. Listen. We couldn't have Espa slander around here, and I knew you were I know you're the Espa stan here, so I thought for
They were
sure you're gonna
literally
be
the
bringing it.
last one I had to delete. I was so sad. I'm like,
Oh no. Well,
okay.
maybe we'll do a follow up. We'll find out. But this one
Yeah,
is
yeah.
bad news. Kiss of Life. Let's go. Let me
I
just
love
tell
the
you,
ending phase.
they stacked it at the end. They were just like, you know what?
They
We're
really
gonna go
did.
into a rap verse, and then we're gonna have the stage bumping, and then we're actually gonna have the stage bumping because the whole stage is gonna fucking rise up through the crowd. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I love that I was really impressed because I don't know much about Kiss of Life. I know you guys went over them a bit, and
We
I
did,
listened
yeah.
to their most recent EP, and it was really interesting. It was better than their first one for me. um, but yeah, I'm super impressed. I think they're all really talented, and they have such personality. I love it.
Yeah. I couldn't get over like some of their facial expressions. I feel like they were very like animated. They
Yeah.
were like it was great. It was like they're
Especially is Natty the one with pink hair?
pink hair. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good. I
Her
could tell that
face is she
like
was like her eyes are just like some
uh
some of the screen caps, man.
Oh,
It's
Belle.
Belle. Shout
Belle is in
outs.
pink.
Yeah.
She was my favorite this performance because she always knew exactly like what to do with the camera in front of her, and she killed it. She killed the vocals on it for sure.
I think yeah, Izao says Natty is one of the dancer. Was Natty the one that was dancing on like the one of the other days?
Oh, on the dancer.
On
Okay.
the dancer, yeah, okay. I think that's what they were referring to, if I had to guess. But man,
Yeah.
this song, well, like I like the song. I like this song from Kiss of Life, but man, this live performance I think like took it up like 20 notches. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Some of
I
those songs are like they're just better live, or like when you see the performance, it all clicks. And this is one of those songs for
Oh
me.
yeah. And then Belle like hitting that note, like that like power note. I was
Hmm.
like, "Ooh, all right, get it. Serve it," you know? I was about it.
Yeah.
That was great. That was everything kind of what I had a feeling they were gonna like try to continue the storyline of them getting like post arrests and then they're like, "Whoa, we're breaking out of Melon
Yeah,
now."
they broke
Let's do
out.
it."
They broke out of Melon. They're on the charts. They're stealing the show.
I guess, yeah, it's pretty much. I wonder where they do. Does it? If anybody knows in the chat, I'm curious where they were because I don't know how long Melon is in terms of like the award. So I was curious where Kiss of Life was. Kiss of Life like the opener, closer to the beginning, or like
I think they were in the middle.
middle? Okay.
Watched them. I think I watched them in order. I didn't watch this live, but I watched all of the performances when they came out because MMA is like my top now.
Okay. There we go. I will also agree with Gondo. I appreciate that they were like live.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell they were in some parts. You're like you can hear where like there was like an
Hmm.
overlap, and I was like, yep, they're doing this. They're doing this for real. So I love that. But yeah, this was great. I think they crushed it. I think I like again very similarly to like a lot of the other groups that we talked about tonight. Like I haven't watched really any live stages at all, so I think like it brings new life to some of these songs where I was just like I like the song and I was like this is good, but I think some of the live performances like I said bad news like I'm probably going to watch this again at some point because I
Hmm.
really enjoyed just the performative aspect of it and then also for them to just be really talented and just again being able to maximize the like dance routine but then also at the same time like being able to kind of hit some of these really tough notes while also doing choreo. So great. I think they did great. So I don't know what people's reception was on this like performance, but I thought they crushed it. They did great.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
Therese, all right. Well, if you don't have any other comments, I think we're gonna move on to the next one, which is it's Ive, which is really cool. I'm about Ive.
Yes.
We did the
They
I
actually, I've had a huge stage. They did a lot of their songs that I really enjoyed. Even Kitsch and what was the other one
nice. Okay, I haven't heard
that
Kitchen a bit.
focused on a very specific phrase or word? I forgot already. But I only added I Am because this was one of those songs that was made to perform in a large
Okay.
stadium. So it made it full circle. Oh, Batty. Batty was
Batty,
the
yeah.
other
I was
song.
gonna say that.
I do recommend going to see all of their performances because they did a really good
Okay.
job. But for time, I only added I Am.
Gondo says, "Oh, not the whole 11-minute performance. We got full. We
Not
got
the
the
whole
fully.
11-minute
It was fun.
performance.
I think it's
Sorry.
hilarious. I love. I'm not throwing any shade at Therese, but I thought it was so funny that she was like, "Listen, we have to have 11 minutes for ATs, but like, you can't do."
Called
said
out,
that.
and yes, absolutely. I also added the 11-minute New Jeans performance, so
Oh
I
yes,
was like, there
let's
can only be
go.
a few.
Okay, respect. I'll take that. I'll
Yeah.
take that. I'll take that.
You needed the whole context for 18.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it wouldn't have made any sense. I would have been
Uh,
like, why is there a pepper
why is this
involved?
guy here with the pepper?
Oh my god, yeah, I would have had so many questions.
Yeah.
Um, God, this says more SWF collab.
Street Woman
In the photo,
Fighter
yeah,
is
Shimmer.
the
Oh,
yeah,
okay, Shimmer Woman Fighter. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Very neat. Well, all right. Well, we're gonna get into Ive. I know it's not the whole 11-minute performance, but I'll go watch it in my
I'm
off
sorry.
time. So don't you
Yeah.
worry, Gondo. I got you. All right. Well, let's get into Ive. I am. That was
Ah,
crazy.
giving me chills.
It was awesome. Shout outs. Shout outs to
Shout
Ive.
out.
Oh
I've
my
also
god.
shout out to Kepler. I really wanted to add their performance too. They also had a color guard, but they
Oh,
had like LED flags. It was crazy. Um,
that's cooking.
but yeah, definitely go check out the full performance of Ive. They do stuff all over the stage, and then they end up in the center together like this, and it's really cool. I love
They
their
crush it.
performances. I love the way
They crush
that
it.
yeah, they definitely had a lot more of the track on their vocals, but I think that makes
Yeah.
sense for this song because it was already mixed to be part of a big stage. It's on a big stage. It's in the
Mhm.
lyrics. But I really like this song. I was really excited to see it this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gondo took the words right out of my mouth. Eugen killed those high notes. Like you could tell where like some of it was live, and I think Eugen doing like some of those really high vocals. Like you could tell because the track versus like actual singing, there's a little bit of
Yeah, you can
dissonance
make
that
the
you could hear.
distinguish.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I not in a bad way. Normally dissonance is not normally the best thing, but I think you could definitely tell there was like a difference in vocal quality, which is not bad. It just shows that they're actually doing it, which is amazing. Um,
Hmm.
the stage risers were moving at 1,000 miles per hour, which was wild
Yeah,
to me because
they
like
were.
basically
Oh my
the camera
gosh.
guy's like trying to like focus on like, yeah, it's like, oh wait, they're going back up again. Like oh man, I felt bad for the camera guy. There were some parts where he like zooms in and then like the thing started moving and he's like, oh, I gotta zoom out, and then like this pan out and he's just like,
Yeah.
you knew he was having a rough day. So shout outs to the
Oh yeah.
melon cameramen and women over there in Korea. I think it's in Korea, I guess. I don't know. If let me know if I'm
Oh,
wrong.
where was Mama or MMA this year? I think it was Korea. But
Let
yeah.
us know. But yeah, that was great. I've crushed it. I did see. I don't know if this would have happened this year in like award seasons, but I always see clips of Winter playing guitar, and I know Winter's
Oh,
not a part of Ive. This was just like my brain going into like I don't know, just like, hey, you
you're
remember this
thinking
video you
about
saw?
or
Yeah.
yeah, you're thinking about Espa.
And just like, oh, there's a cool live stage. But yeah, I don't know if there was any live stages with Winter doing guitar, so you let me know. Like
It
that was
not this
recorded.
year.
Not this year. Okay.
She definitely performed the guitar in their concert in their tour
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I screamed. I screamed when I saw her. And
I screamed, but
I
as
will
you do,
say
as you do. Yeah.
there was a boy group that performed live guitar, which was Rise. They are like the little brothers of NCT, and some of the members in Rise were in NCT, I believe. That's all confusing. I'm not an NCT fan, but they have a song called "Get a Guitar." So they started the performance with one of them playing the
Oh,
guitar
that's sick.
live.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Go check that out too if you're interested. And there was a lot of really good performances. I'm sad that I only got to choose like 9.
I'm. s- I like how you were just like, yeah. I'm sorry, I could only choose 9 that you had to check out tonight. You know, like
Yeah.
that's a lot.
For real.
Uh,
For real though.
um.
I didn't even get into all of the KBS ones, so
Oh
yeah.
boy. Well,
Oh,
we'll have to make it a part 2 maybe or something. But
Zero Base One had a live violin. Oh, that's right.
oh, that's sick.
From
Okay.
I think I remember that. And then, oh yeah, because like I love that they take all of the little talents that each of the members has because I think Hypen had a stage this year or last year where one of them started the performance ice skating. because he was an ice
Wait,
skater.
what?
That was sick.
What the
Like
fuck?
more of that. More K-pop on
That is
ice,
awesome.
please.
That is so sick. Gondo says
Yeah.
that was from last year. Oh man,
Nice.
that's one we'll have to add to the list. I feel like I have to see that now. So
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
we'll throw it on the list. But and then I think Gondo says the winter guitar thing was from tour. You can
Yep.
corroborate that, Therese?
I was there. I saw it.
I saw it
I
with
saw
my
it and I
eyes.
screamed.
I saw, yeah, same.
I heard it with my ears and I was blessed.
Well,
I was blessed by winter.
I'll give a shout out. So like Instagram. So I anytime we've done a K-pop group, I follow them on Instagram, and then Instagram is like, oh, you like this group? We're gonna give you a ton of shit to check out. So so I'm like, sick. So I checked it out, and I was like, wait. I'm like, I know who this is. This is Winter. And I was like, why is Winter? And I'm like, wait a second. I gotta click on this video. So I clicked on the video, and she just like playing guitar. I'm like. Am I like was Winter my bias now? Yes, she plays guitar. I'm like, yes,
By default.
Yes, exactly. So shout outs to Winter. I would love to see that. I'll have to find some live. I didn't know if it was just a tour thing or if she does it like for like awards or whatever. But that would be really cool. Maybe one day she'll do it for an awards show. We'll find out. But all right,
She might have already. I don't remember exactly, but yeah.
let us know, Gondo. You seem to know all of the answers tonight, which is great. We'll take it. All right. Well, this next one is Park Jin
okay.
Young. So
This one is the one that unfortunately I had to take Espa off, and I regret it. But I feel like you have to watch this. Like I have not watched the whole thing, but the reactions I've seen, like this is a reaction video.
Gondo says, oh no.
Yeah. So get prepared, get into a good mental state. Well, you're about to watch it now, so let's do it.
All right.
This is JYP. This is the guy that created like the JYP groups.
Oh, this is JYP.
This is JYP. Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Well,
is it too late to swap in Espa?
Probably not, but
we have to do this. We have to do this, okay?
Oh
we
god.
have to.
You have to indoctrinate me. Is this
This is part of the award show experience.
Oh,
you have to have at
God.
least
Oh,
one or
God.
two really cringy
Okay,
ones.
so is this like getting like is this like the equivalent of getting hazed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I've never been a part of a sorority or whatever.
I mean,
fuck.
I'm watching it too, so we're all in this together.
Okay, fine. All right, let's do it. Sweet dreams. I'm not gonna have them, but
That was the
by a
goal. That you
landslide.
got to get one in there.
by a landslide. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to experience this ever again. So guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, I just watched Park Jin Young, JYP, the God. Man, what the fuck was this? Like,
Okay. So let's talk about this objectively, right? Because JYP actually has a very interesting story, and
No. Don't back him up. I don't need you to. I don't need you to soften the landing here, Therese. All right.
I need to give you. I need to say objectively, he's doing the K-pop thing, right? He's singing, dancing. He's giving the cringe, which is a lot of what made Psy viral because he knows how to do it. And make it
but he also shot out of the. I've saw this one clip of Psy where he's like hiding underneath the stage, and then they fucking shoot him out of the stage, and he goes up into the sky like I don't know, like a couple feet in the air, and then everybody starts fucking jumping. I mean that dude.
Well,
that dude's going hard as fuck. Yeah, so I respect Psy. This guy, I don't know, man.
But you have to give JYP some props because he does write a lot of good songs.
I will.
And he does he started in the industry and no one took him seriously. No one gave him the time of day. And he literally carved his way into the industry and created this empire. So of course, he deserves the right to do whatever the hell he wants on a stage. And that is what he is doing. I applaud that.
Listen, I'll give you the props for that. I think JYP definitely deserves the props for wanting to do that live. Like I think to be fully donned up in your best Dragon Ball Z outfit to then be morphed into a grandma's table, then hey, respect. Respect where respect is deserved. But
And I will
God,
say, he creates the most visceral reactions from the crowd that are so
oh
funny.
my
There's
God.
there's a there's an eternal meme of Jackson Wang, part of Got Seven. We already did
Yeah,
Got Seven,
shout outs,
and
got seven.
there is a meme of him literally like, and it's from the reaction of a JYP performance.
Oh
And
my
if it was
God.
not for JYP, we would not have that
God,
meme.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. On God, for
It's
real.
so good.
Oh my God.
I'll send it to you in Discord.
Um.
'Cause it's
All right.
literally in
So
my saves.
my thoughts on this mashup of songs. Um. I haven't heard any JYP songs, so that was my first introduction to JYP. If any of those, I imagine some of those songs were like his songs, and obviously like a
And I think there
mashup
were samples. A lot of it was like
of a sample.
samples in his
Okay.
songs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I picked out some of the samples. Um, I mean, listen, is it the best performance I've ever heard here doing this? No. Is it going to be at the bottom of my tier list? 100%. Uh, is JYP like the reason why we have some really great K-pop groups? 100%. So I'll give him that. But that's about all as much and as all as I'll give him. I am not saying that I am a good singer or dancer or both, but I feel like if I really worked hard at it, I would be maybe a little bit higher than JYP.
All right. Let's see you do it. Let's see it happen.
I'll do it.
If you
Listen.
get if we get 100,000 likes on this video,
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Brandon's going to go on a deep dive to become a K-pop idol.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, exactly. I'm already halfway there.
I sent you the,
I'm Korean, so.
I sent you the Jackson GIF in chat.
Oh, I'm about it.
Look at that.
Oh my
But
God.
no, truthfully, this was a better performance than people made it out to be.
Sure,
of
sure,
course,
sure. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
still doing the dance. He's still doing his songs.
He's doing the real
Definitely
shit.
not my favorite
Yeah.
songs. Gondo shouted it out. JYP Switch to Me featuring Rain. 10 out of 10 song. That was like my top song of 2020, I think. It was so fun. And it featured Rain, and it had Psy in the music video, and it was just we gotta watch it someday.
Okay, we
gotta
will.
watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it. Yeah, like I said, I feel like I was really harsh, so I'll tone it down a little bit. But I just because I'm mad, I'm just mad this man beat up JB over his music styling.
I know. We're JB biases.
And I'm like, bro, you're out here looking like this. You're gonna tell JB to do what? You know?
But,
shout out to all my God
yeah.
7 fam though. My Agassiz know, you know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, we
I don't
love
have
God
to
7.
I don't have to say shit, you know, but no, to be fair, I gotta give him credit because I think being able to dance, being able to sing like that in like a suit is crazy. So I gotta give him a lot of props, you know. Hairstyle, I don't know, man. I think he could have definitely gone with something a little bit less crazy. If I had to be honest. You know, he's giving me Vegeta vibes, you know. Just saying. I can't unsee it.
Let's move on to the next one. After JYP, we're going to move on to a JYP group.
Oh, okay. Thank God. All right. I thought you were going to say another JYP song, and I was like, which one?
Another JYP song written by JYP, produced by JYP.
No. Oh, God. No, man.
No,
all right.
We got
well,
Stray Kids
hey,
here. I haven't seen this performance, and I'm really excited.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Gondo says you have to let him indulge himself every now and then, but this was success. I think Gondo perfectly said what I needed. Like, exactly. Kudos, Gondo. But anyway, Stray Kids, let's get into it.
Horrible technical fuck up.
I was like, we both looked at each other. We're like, is that New Jeans? Did you turn on New Jeans?
Coming from my computer or something. Yeah.
I did too. I was like, did I actually turn Spotify? I was like, did I accidentally turn Spotify on? I was like, that's crazy. Midstream?
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, I guess I just say New Jeans and it pops up on my computer. It's like, you want to listen to New Jeans now? And I'm like, no.
No.
I'm doing a stream.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that guy, whoever did that, definitely got fired for sure. There's no way.
Which is unfortunate
Which
because
is
I
unfortunate.
I had to look for a Stray Kids performance, and I almost didn't have them in this playlist, and then I was like, nah, now we gotta have them in. They were one of our favorites this year, and
Yeah, I love
I
Stray.
I couldn't find this. I couldn't find them. They didn't do MMA. They didn't do Mama. I didn't see a KBS one, so this is SBS. And I'm
Okay.
like, where were they? Where were they this year?
They were out doing an album, I guess. I don't
Probably,
know.
honestly. They work like crazy.
Yeah, crazy hard. But yeah, this was great.
Yeah.
Obviously, despite the like technical problem that they had, which kind of took me out for about, I don't know, like a couple seconds. It wasn't like I was just like, "Is that
Yeah, they
insurance?"
recovered.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even
It wasn't
address
even
it. They
like,
were
yeah, they
just
didn't
like,
even address
whatever,
it. They
we're here
just
for
kept
Stray
going. Dude, yeah.
Kids.
Man, I will say Battleground was really sick. Now I'm gonna have to go check that out because that one like I like very similarly to like Rockstar and listening to that like album, I was like, man, if they kind of incorporated like a little bit more like metal like elements into their music, and I know like the rock version exists, but like I think if they just genuinely incorporated more of it, I think it would just fit really naturally with their sound because like a lot of their stuff has that like heavy EDM, which is already like really distorted, really like chunky, um,
Mhm.
and crunchy. So I think it would just suit super well. And obviously, I know that they incorporate it live, but I'd be curious to see if whether or not they would ever like if they'd ever work with like a metal group or something like that, or like someone like a metal group in Japan or something like that. I think that would be pretty interesting to see if whether or not like or like in like ATs as well. Like I feel like one of the groups that are a little bit more on that like aggressive in your face kind of like styling. I'd be very curious to see if whether or not that like crossover would work out really well. Because I think
Yeah,
myself and Alex are
I
like
know they
metalhead crossovers.
I know they have other songs that are well, I'm still learning what metal is, but they're definitely a lot more rock oriented,
Sure. Yeah.
and using a lot more of the traditional rock instruments. So I'm sure they're gonna like they're already huge in Japan from what I understand. Like they're way up there with like 17 and everyone, of course. So they gotta have something in the works.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, I know people have been asking about 17, so I think at some point I feel like we have to tackle we'll have to tackle 17
They're a big
soon.
one.
They're a big one,
Yeah.
but yeah, this
We
was
might be
great.
on like a bunch of boy groups because we've covered like all the girl groups, all the hot ones now, except for Stacy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stacy. Yeah, Stacy. I know we would have to do. There's a few others. I think I don't know. We'll have to reconvene for next year, but um,
yeah. Definitely go check out the 17 stages. I would have added them on here if we had covered them before, but since we didn't, I was like, we'll wait. We'll wait to do
well,
that
yeah, we'll
with
throw
the
them on
with the
it. Yeah,
17 stream.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good move. Ganda says 17 at Mama and BSS at AAA were great this year. So very cool. Well, shout out to Stray Kids. Love those guys. They're great. Hoping to see them maybe in 2024. I don't know. I don't know if they have any plans to
Woo.
do any touring, but very cool. I also want to back up my statements on Stray Kids. I feel like people were like, "Oh my God, stop comparing them to BTS or military stuff like that." I want to preface that it's fine that they're like. I'm like I am not gonna. I'll give Stray their flowers. They are a great group. They are not trying to chomp at the heels of BTS by any stretch, and they have gotten their own shit on their own dime. So
Yep.
just in case that was
1000%.
just in case that was there was any clarification that I was trying to like take a shit on Stray Kids is not the case.
No,
I
no.
just as a newbie, that is my like parameter of information. So take it with a grain of salt. I feel like people get a little up in arms about it. So that's all right. I,
Yeah,
I
it's
respect
a
it.
touchy topic, but
It is
Stray
yeah.
Kids have definitely been doing their own thing since day one.
They're
So
crushing it. So
yeah.
I don't listen. Some guy on the internet does not need to tell you what Stray Kids is doing
Oh
because they
yeah.
doing it. They doing it. So
They
that's
doing
all I
it.
say. They doing it. So all right. Well, Shout out Stray Kids. The next one we have here is, of course,
New
the
Jeans.
ladies. The
Have
ladies we
you
love.
seen this performance?
I have not. I haven't seen. I don't think I've really seen any live New Jeans performances other than Lollapalooza. Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited because I literally watched this stage multiple times. It's been on
Yeah.
my list. It's
I
like
have.
instead of listening to their album, I watch this.
Listen. I love their Lala stage. So if it's anything like that, then I'm probably gonna love this. So
I think
shout
it's
out.
better.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, let's
Yeah,
get into it. New
let's
Jeans.
get into it. Let's get into it.
Woo! Oh God.
I love.
Oh, that was. Oh my God. I.
It was like they took the whole album and they just like they like filled it with air and made it so fluffy. It was like a little marshmallow.
They
I
remixed it.
love
Whew.
it. I
They
love.
remixed the hell out of this. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that was so fun.
I feel like it.
Oh, now
I
I'm
feel
glad
like
it's
it
over.
get. I feel like it was. In some cases, I feel like it was more fleshed out. Like I feel like some of the songs that
Mm.
I listened to on the EP, and I love them. I've beaten those songs into the ground. I mean, it was. I mean, obviously we're well late into this video, so I can talk about. But this was my second pick of my EPs, like out of the year, out of the entire year. I have this, like I have an obsession with like New Jeans. Like I love their group. Like again, probably one of the first groups that I really got into heavily. Um, and I just feel like this live performance really gives a lot of. I think it gives a lot of new air into some of these songs. Like I think like I've heard them so much and I like know them so well that it's like okay, you get familiarized with how like the song is or how like the beat is or like how the musicality of it is, but like it's crazy because they keep the same sort of like vocal cadence that they would typically in the song, but like everything else has been changed completely. And I think that that's really really cool. And if you guys have not checked out the Lala one, I would definitely recommend checking that one out too because I really enjoyed that. They did a live band,
That
so
one was
it
crazy.
was a different
Yeah,
sound,
that one
but
was crazy because they were performing so much more humbly.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
we don't know if you guys know us, but just listen to this song and they still have that humility a bit when they're
yeah,
performing here, even though it's a much bigger stage. And it's like they're able to pull off this like relatable girl
yeah,
concept
yeah,
so
yeah.
well
I would agree.
that
Yeah,
it's hard to like distinguish them as idols, and it feels a lot more friendly. Even though like Hani was dressed to the nines with her beautiful eye makeup and
yeah.
like
Shout out
the
to Hani.
hairstyle, still felt like she was singing directly to us, and it's such like a connection that it's hard to train into idols. So they really like casted this group so well, and I think they just do an amazing job with the stage development
Oh,
and the way that
for
they
sure.
direct this performance. It was so like seamless completely.
The
uh,
transitions, the
it was,
transitional like moments, like everything about it felt so fluid. So I love that, and I also
yeah.
really loved like "Cool with You" became this sleeper song for me on the EP. Like I remember when I first reviewed it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one might not be the one that I like get. And now "Cool with You" is like
Mm.
probably one of my favorite songs off the. I mean, I enjoy it front to back, but I would say "Cool with You" is like one of my favorite songs, and I listed it as my favorite for the EP review, but like or not review the EPs of the year, but um I loved what they did with "Cool with You" in this perspective. I think it almost had like a really
Yeah.
like sad, like gut wrenching kind of like I could feel it. Like I
Yeah.
could feel my chest getting tight and I was like, this isn't good. Like I shouldn't feel this way about this song, but like there was something about Hani's performance in it that just was like it felt like she was just like Mortal Kombat like took my heart out of my chest and like
Yeah.
was like yeah, I was like God,
Yeah.
I was like this hurts. This hurts. I can't. Don't do this to me. You're
this
one of
is
my
this
favorite
is like
groups.
this stage, I'm definitely biased, but this stage is like one of the peaks of this year's end of the year award shows. Like this
I'd
stage,
agree.
I was showing to my friends and family during our Christmas things because I know that they'll enjoy it
Yeah,
regardless of if it's K-pop or not. Like it's just really good mixing, really good performance. They're so gripping. And
yeah.
for some reason, they really liked that they were a 5 member group and not like a 7 to 12 member group. And I'm like, whatever. If that's
Yeah.
what you need to get
To be a
into this
K-pop.
group, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Everyone found like a little favorite, like everyone had a little bias, and it's just like,
It's
ah,
wholesome.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think I'm an OT5 on this. I don't think I could pick one. I love all of them. They're all really great. Like um
I think
it's just
I think
crazy.
if I were to choose a bias, because I'm with you, I feel like the OT5 is the way to go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how they
Yeah.
make new jeans.
If I
But
had to
if
choose one,
whenever they're
yeah.
performing, whenever they're performing as a group, my eye tends to go either towards Danielle or towards Hayen, and
Ooh,
that's
hey, and
like
yeah, that's
definitely
true.
like my type of like a girl group bias is usually the tall one. Like I love Aisha in
Sure.
Everglow. I love like tall girls, and I'm just fascinated by them because I'm a tall girl and I
I was
cannot
gonna say.
dance worth shit. And I'm just like, how do you do it? When did you learn to use your body? Because I still feel like I never learned mine.
Yeah, it's like
But
a Evangelion, like,
she's so pretty. I think they're just so cute. They're so cute to watch together.
Oh,
Like
nice.
all of their little interactions.
Logan has joined us.
Um,
Logan, hello. Hope you had a nice holiday. Logan says, "I think my bias is either Minji or Hani. I think I would agree with the Hani. I think if I really like gun to my head,
Honey, yeah.
I think Hani,
Honey was my initial bias.
especially for this performance alone. I think that's she
Oh,
converted me to being a Hani bias. But if I think I'm an OT5 though for sure. If I really had to pick, I feel like Hani would be it. Just specifically because of this performance that I just like I felt tensed up. Like there was something about it that I was sitting here and like I made like a face like this. Like I could feel it in my chest. I
she grabs
legit
you.
she
Yeah.
grabs
She's
me.
got
Yeah.
that yeah.
Like that
And she had that in
spiritual like yeah, like yeah, it's crazy.
I remember when I was watching the Attention music video, I was like, who is this member? Like she's really like she's got that stage performance that like grips you. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
mesmerizing to watch all of them.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
okay. I feel
hopefully
like we fangirled
fingers
out enough.
fingers crossed I see New Jeans in 2024. I know that they did like
Mhm.
a couple obviously big shows, but I'm curious if they will be doing like a world tour next year or not. But
You
would
know
love.
they are.
Oh yeah, I know. I just wanted to, I want to set it up for the bit, so we call it now, and then tomorrow they're like, "New Jeans announced the world tour."
Oh my gosh, yes, wait.
Yeah, there we go. So we're calling it
Set it
now.
up right now.
Set it up right now. Let's go, guys.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have tomorrow, new
Yeah, I have to.
jeans.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yes, the time is ticking now. Now, shout outs. I love New Jeans. I feel like that is pretty evident to most people here that watch the K-pop stuff. I am just a New Jean diehard now. But yeah, I love them. Shout
I feel
outs.
bad for the K-pop purists that don't like new jeans.
It
It's like all new jeans all over their feed all
sure,
the
sure.
time. Like I'm so sorry, but they are just so fresh. They're so fresh.
I think the thing, and we'll
uh,
get off the topic after this, unless Therese wants to jump in. But
no, no.
I I think for me it's like I kind of come from the realm of like I love lo-fi music, and I feel like New Jeans is the type of group that kind of like scratches that itch in that like lo-fi section, but also has vocals because most lo-fi doesn't have any like vocals on it. It's just like beats and
Mhm.
like stuff like that. But I think they were able to kind of find that like they were able to find that foothold in lo-fi for me that I'm like I love the musicality of it. I like love the way it's arranged, and like I'm a huge music head, music nerd. So like I think for me it's like the production value for me is like so on top, and then you just add like really like glassy beautiful vocals on top, and it's just like chef's kiss. Like it just like it checks all the boxes for me. And but I could totally get like if you are an old OG like K-pop stan and you're like I don't like New Jeans, like I get it. I respect that. Like I'm not going to try to shove New Jeans down your throat, but like to me, it's like I understand that I like this stuff and I'm probably going to listen to it. And like, that's probably why I really enjoyed like the most, well, it's not the most current Billy record, but I enjoyed the Billy record that I
Mm.
put on my EPs of the year list because I just been listening to that a ton. And that's kind of like in the same sort of realm of the chill K-pop stuff. So to me, that's kind of speaks to my likings, and so I understand that not everybody's going to enjoy that stuff. So it's okay. It's okay to be
I think
upset
beyond
about
that, I think it's the oversaturation of new jeans.
it. Yeah, that's
Just them
true.
being like
To,
the popular group is enough.
to be fair, that give another shout out to Soju Talk. They had like four New Jeans tracks in their like
Yeah.
on their list. So I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Can't deny.
yeah,
Can't
can't
deny the
deny,
power.
yeah, can't deny the New Jeans power. But Logan says all hype groups will probably go on tour now that BTS has enlisted. There's a yeah,
I
probably.
just don't see the tours slowing down next year. They've
I was gonna
already
say
announced like 4 that I want to go to in January. So I'm
what?
out here like
Oh,
budgeting for ATs, budgeting for Bam Bam, who's in GOT7. Like
wait,
I've
Bam
got
Bam
so
is
many
playing.
people I
Oh
want to
shit!
see.
Don't tell Alex.
Yeah, Bam Bam's gonna be in New York. Yeah, we gotta
What?
go.
Oh no, Alex, you heard it. Bam Bam's
Yeah.
gonna be in here. Let's go. Ivan
Oh my
March.
god, yeah. Oh,
Oh, my wallet.
I can't.
Anyway, before we all talk about how in debt we will all be, we're gonna move on to the next one, which is going to be Espa. You did include Espa, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, I guess okay. I thought that was gonna be it because well, we can watch Espa.
We have
I'm
more.
okay with
We
it.
got. We got.
Yeah.
Listen, Therese, we can go as long as you want. We're
Yeah,
here.
there were 2 videos that got that were on this playlist, but they were like hidden because I think they took the video down or they like moved the rights over or
Okay.
something. But yeah, let's watch Espa.
Listen, it doesn't matter because we're gonna be cutting this up anyway, so it's good.
Yeah,
They don't have to know shit. So I mean, I'm
I'm
sorry. I
cool.
mean, that's so I didn't say that. Totally redacted. Anyway, Espa, let's get into this performance. I think we also have one more. There's 11 videos, so there's another
Well, that's what
performance.
I was saying, where there were 2 that looked like they got taken down because
All right, well,
what's the last one? If you
let
scroll down.
let's see what it is. The last one is
Oh yeah,
two
2
unavailable.
unavailable videos are hidden.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, can we
I
watch
don't
it?
even know who was the 2. Let's try it. Yeah.
Let's try it. Oh, we got it. We got it. It's playing.
Okay.
Let's do
Wait.
it.
Hover over the next. What was gonna be the next
The
one?
next one is Rise.
Rise. Get a guitar. Uh I
Do you
mean,
want to
I
pass
want
on
to
the
skip it
Rise?
just because I feel like this has gone on for a long enough time. But if you want to watch it, I definitely think you should.
Okay, well, we'll have to ask chat. I know Gondo wants us to do Espa, so we'll do Espa. But if chat wants
Yeah,
us to
let's do
do
Espa.
Rise,
Let's do Espa.
we'll find out. But let's get in Espa. You're going to K-pop
Yeah.
jail.
I'm going to K-pop jail.
You're going to K-pop jail.
Send me in now.
Oh my god. All right, guys, that was Espa. I know everybody
Whoa.
wanted to watch Espa, so I'm glad we were able to do it. And we will watch
Yeah,
Rise
that
in
was
just a
sick.
moment. But listen, I'm going to use my time to just pitch the fact that Drama needs a rock version. Listen, Stray Kids can do it.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying if this fucking song was a rock version song, that would be my song of the year. 100%. This fucking was insane. I like it. Oh my god, it was so good. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
I will say
million out of 10.
we we really complimented the raw performances from like ATs and Kiss of Life, and this is like the exact opposite where they were so polished, like them
Yeah.
and New Jeans. Like every aspect of the stage was so
Yeah.
polished. They were absolutely in sync. They had every single line, every single like it was so good.
It was
And
so on point. Yeah.
it's like this is the time to do it, right? Because it's the big award shows. You get it now, right? You
I get it now. Yeah,
you get the hype.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like
this
the
is
spirit
not-
bomb, it's the fucking
Yeah.
Goku moment where everybody's giving all of the energy to Espa, and then they're like, we're gonna
Yep.
fucking drop this thing on you.
Yeah. So I can really appreciate a well polished group, even though I do like the raw performances a lot, I will say there's definitely something to say about about these girls and these
Whew.
like direction. I don't even know, I'm at a loss for
Yeah.
words.
I was seeing you struggle for like coming
Yeah,
with words.
they
I
they took everything out of me.
Yeah, they did. You really feel. Have you seen this or no?
I
Okay,
saw
that's what
this
I
at
thought.
like 5 a.m.
It just bringing you back to a time at 5 a.m. No,
It does.
man, no, I think it's just like it gives me so much more respect for I think just watching through a bunch of live stages, like and especially award shows, it's just like my only real comparison to this is like seeing a VMAs or like a Billboard Music
Right.
Awards, and it's not this like it's not even on the same level. Like I can say that with so much assurity. Like, come fight me in the comments, I don't fucking care. Um, but like to to the level that I feel like K-pop groups are at, like it doesn't even compare to like modern pop music. Like you would never see something like this in modern pop. Like there's just
Right.
no way. And that's not to take a shit on modern pop whatsoever. Like, but I think there's just so much effort. There's so much like choreo. There's so much like technique. There's so much like sniper levels focus of like doing something like this and having it pulled off so well. I got to give them the kudos. Like that's the best way that I can describe it is like for people who you know may not have like wanted to watch this or had seen something like this, I would recommend watching live stages. And now like I'll be keeping my eye out for like live stages in the future because I think if anything it gives me a better perspective on like seeing these groups. Like I mean obviously I love aespa. I think they're great. But I think it gives me a way more of an appreciation for what they do live because like choreo was really sick. The way that they arranged the song was really sick too, and I think it was just like a collision of like two great things that I already enjoyed, and I think they just did a fantastic job of like putting it all together. So yeah, this was
Oh
amazing.
yeah.
I don't know if I took away your spotlight, Therese, but I'll let you talk your talk.
Oh,
You
I
know.
already said. I said what I needed to say.
To get into some comments here, Gondo, I gotta give you a shout out for that comment that you made to Therese in the chat. That was great. Oh my god,
Yeah, that was
that was so good.
uh
But Gondo also says, no, they don't usually release award show remixes for streaming. I kind of figured as much, but I'm gonna try to pitch for a rock version here. You know, I have to. You know, it's a I'll die on that sword. Gonzo says I usually enjoy rock versions, but this might be better than the original. I would 10,000% agree with that. As well as that, Leo's says, yeah, the rock version was amazing. The rock version of some K-pop groups' songs are a little messy and feel out of place, but this one and La 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 are sick. I would agree. I haven't outside of Stray Kids, I think, and like AT's Gorilla. I think that's about most of the rock stuff that I've kind of heard. Other than I think if you would consider Dreamcatcher to be in that category, then I've listened to a lot of Dreamcatcher. But beyond that, I don't think there's a lot of I don't think there's a lot of crossover between those two things. You know.
there have been like rock versions of BTS songs, I want to say, or
Mm-hmm.
like
Okay.
there's been other rock versions for other groups, but it's kind of like you showed me and Alex like a guitar cover, I think, of or a metal cover of a Dreamcatcher song or something, and Alex and I had the same reaction. We're like, "Oh yeah, I mean, this is like a cover, but they didn't retain any of what made
Oh,
A
it was
Dreamcatcher song."
it
And that's
wasn't
kind
a.
of the same thing.
I don't think it
What
was
was it?
Dreamcatcher.
Maybe
It
Lysarum?
was Le Seraphim Unforgiven because I
Oh,
remember
okay,
that like
yeah.
Unforgiven.
Because
Yeah.
yeah, because and I think that's part of the thing is like they K-pop has something particular about each group's sound that you
Sure.
can't
Yeah.
pinpoint music performance. It really has to
Yeah.
be in the instrumentation or in the visual aspect. So Yeah, it's not common that groups have rock versions that meld well, and I think that's why. I think as groups are evolving, there's a lot more to it than just instrumentation, and I think we're
Sure,
gonna
sure,
see a
sure.
lot more remixes that retain what we know about our groups.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like I am, that my background is like rock and metal. So, like, I think for me, it's like that's kind of like I gravitate towards that because, like, I know that the energy level of that, like, song, and I'm not saying like Jungkook standing next to you should have like a rock version. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out here going crazy, but I think, I think if a song can, I think if a song can fit that mold, I think it's great. Like, I
I
mean,
think with
there are,
these groups like aespa or ATs or Stray Kids, when they know how to mix the group or the songs for that group, I
yeah,
think it's easier to do. Yeah, I think you're onto something
uh,
because, like, you would never be able to do this for like I want to say like Billy or
yeah,
um
yeah, yeah. I would agree.
yeah, it's a different sound. So yeah, I would love to
Yeah,
see
I
this
wouldn't be like,
particular
man, I would
studio
love to hear a
performance.
rock version of a Red Velvet song. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh right,
like,
Billy does have a rock song. I forgot.
really to ring my
Which
bell.
was not my favorite Billy song on that album,
Yeah,
to
there
be
you go. See, there
honest.
you go. Well, called it out. No,
Bad example.
I feel like it's within reason. Like, if you know a group doesn't, if it's not a type of song that you feel like would be catering to that type of music or like more of an aggressive tonality, then like obviously it's not gonna work. But like, I feel like with, as you mentioned earlier, Therese, like an aespa, an ATs, a Stray Kids, like they're gonna fit that mold because that's the type of music that they're making. You know what I mean? And like, to some degree, obviously it's not 100% that, but I think they do incorporate those elements of it, which is really nice. So as a metalhead
All right.
myself, I love that. But we are going to get into the last
Well,
one here
yeah.
because we
Speaking of
have
rock versions,
we have been waiting for this, and I know Leo's would just want us
yeah.
to shut the fuck up so we can talk about Rise. So
Let's go. Let's go.
let's get into
I'm not gonna
Rise.
say anything. Let's just
That was Rise. I had never heard of Rise before, so Leo's. I'm sorry that this is my introduction, or maybe not. This was a good introduction, I'd say. I was about it.
this is a very new group. Very new.
Like,
They only
how
have
new
like
we
3
talking,
songs, I
Therese?
wanna say.
3 songs?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Leo's. Yeah,
Let
you're
me
gonna have
look
to
up
fill us. You're gonna
their
have to fill us in
debut.
on some stuff since you seem to be the. You seem to know the answers about Rise
They
here that we
debuted in
don't.
September.
September of this year?
Yeah.
Oh my God! All right. Well, getting in while getting in while it's hot. I don't know, whatever the term of phrase is. I don't fucking know. I feel like I have my bias has to be Won Bin because he has a guitar and he knows how to play it. So,
Because he plays the guitar.
yep. Also, I feel like
Easy.
also
GG
I feel
easy.
also I will say also I will say a complete like disclosure. I feel like my hair is like very close to his hair. Like, if I like, obviously I don't look
Oh
anything like
yeah.
him, but I feel like my hair is stylized like him as well.
All
So
right. So if this video gets 100,000 likes,
I'll be
Brandon's
one.
gonna attempt to join Rise,
I want to.
and
Yeah, this isn't going to go over
you
well.
can
Yeah.
follow his journey on becoming a K-pop idol at
Like,
SM.
I'd
He's gonna
really
become an
have to
SM
try.
trainee.
Like, this is me without glasses. I'd really have to try to be. There's no way. No way. Not even a shot.
It's fine.
Leo
No,
says, "What do you mean you're
Rise
twin?" Oh, I appreciate it. I didn't want to get Riz tonight, but
Rise
I
is
feel it.
an interesting group to me. I feel like they've come out with the most boy band sounding songs
Oh,
I've
it's so
ever heard
good.
in K-pop. Like
I
like
loved it.
by the book boy bands. And it's not something I'm listening to a lot, but
Sure.
I recognize it as some taste.
The melody choice on this song alone was so good. Like the ba 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 ba
Mhm.
ba, like that, like almost it's got kind of like a little bit of like a faster like shoo wop kind of feel, which is really sick.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it kind of has that sort of like da 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 da. Like the beat is just really really sick. I love the incorporation. Again, I know this was a live stage, so like
Mhm.
I would have to take a listen to the original version of this song, but um I was curious if they would incorporate. I'm curious if they've incorporated more of that, like more guitars, more like real instrumentation versus like you know, versus like maybe having it more electronic and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I'd be curious, Leos, if you could let me know. But yeah, this was. I think they were great. I mean, obviously, there's only 3 songs out from them, so we won't be able to do a deep dive of them quite yet. Um, but they were great. I thought they were great. The energy level, like performance wise, I feel like they all were like smiling, having a good time. Like their dance skills are fucking insane. Like the way they were doing like their feet, the feet movement,
The
like the
feet.
way the feet, that was crazy to me. Like the way that they were able to like shimmy their like legs around, like it was
Mhm.
crazy. So I gotta
That
give
was
them a lot
fun.
of props on that. It was like a feel good vibe, you know. So I was about it.
Mhm.
I think Rise. I'll have to give Rise a listen tomorrow while I'm at work, but I enjoyed them a lot. They were fun.
Nice.
Therese, you have thoughts on Rise?
I said everything I needed to. Not not my favorite group
Sure, sure,
right
sure.
now. I definitely listen to Boy Next Door and Zero Base One a lot more over
Okay,
Rise. Granted, Rise doesn't have a ton of songs to listen to, but
yeah,
it's
that's
still
fair.
very much like old school boy band, something I kind of grew out of or moved on from. So I'll listen to the other groups and I'll still keep them under my radar.
Fair, fair, fair enough. Gondo says, basically, SM officially closed NCT and debuted them as a new group. Oh God, oh boy. And then Leo says 2 of the members were in NCT before. And then, yeah, they have that old school boy band sound. They excel in dance, and that's why they stood out to me. Well, yeah, their dancing skills were phenomenal. So big shout outs
Yeah.
to them. Big shout outs to Shotaro. Um, I
Also,
don't.
Gondo mentioned at some point, speaking of SM, the shiny MMA stage was great, and the TVXQ Mame stage. TVXQ was like the group that inspired BTS. They're an
Ooh,
OG group,
OG, yeah.
and like inspired the making of BTS. But yeah, like they dropped an entirely new song at Mama. Like they just started performing and nobody knew what the song was. It was crazy. Really great song.
Are they
And
like?
then Shiny, of course.
Are they
Shiny.
older? Like how
Yeah.
old is
Yeah.
like? Are they like what 30?
In their 30s for sure. Let me see.
Wow.
How old are
Gondo says almost 40.
TVXQ?
That's crazy.
Yep.
Maybe
Debuted in
86.
2003. Um
Whew. Jesus.
86, yeah.
Wow.
And they're down a couple members, so it's unfortunate, but um
Gondo says 20-year anniversary this year. That's amazing. Shout outs to them. Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
go
This
check out
was
all of those stages. Also, go check out the TXT stage. Wanted to add them into. They're amazing performers as always. But
I think Alex wanted to
yeah,
do TXT. When I talked to him the other day,
yes.
he's like, I think we need to do TXT.
Let's
But
get TXT in here. Let's review some Slow Rabbit. I freaking love their music. It's so good.
we don't know who we're doing next, so we're gonna have to reconvene and let you guys know. We're probably gonna put another poll up. I think that's probably the best way to decide who, get the fans in on it. So we
Yeah.
will be making a post on the YouTube channel. So if you have a good suggestion and you want us to do a group that we haven't covered yet, feel free to let us know. We would like to have ones that have a decent bit. Otherwise, we would have to do like more of a variety stream again, like and shift gears. But I know we have some bigger groups that we haven't done yet. So
Mhm.
like a girls' generation or any of that stuff. I feel like we haven't talked about an old school group in quite a bit. We did plan out, you'll get the exclusive here. We did plan out that we are doing BTS month. Yes, you heard that right. We're doing BTS month where we're gonna be we're taking on Mount Everest BTS for an entire month. So Yeah,
And
that's gonna
yes,
be
it is in June.
it is in June, so we are going to get your pants ready.
Get
I
your
am not.
pants ready.
I am not. I'm not
Get your
ready to.
Bora Hayes in line. Get your Lajimolalas
Uh,
all in the
uh,
line, and we're gonna tackle BTS.
Therese has been cracking her fingers and knuckles and all that stuff to craft up the ultimate BTS
I
playlist. Yeah.
really cut down their discography. I only got it at like 50 songs. Easy. It's 5 weeks.
It's yeah, just
Easy.
easy 5 weeks. Yeah.
We're gonna break it up by
Yeah, two
rap
days.
line, vocal line,
Oh,
and then full on BTS. It's gonna be a
oh man,
time.
it is going to
But
be a
until
time.
then,
But until then,
we're thinking about a lot of people.
we got a lot
We're
of
thinking
people.
about AT's part 2. You guys
Yes,
really wanted that, so
everybody was asking about
we're
AT's
thinking
part
about,
two. Yeah,
yeah, TXT and
TXT,
Mamamoo. Gondo reminded
Mamo.
us.
Yes,
CLC, Girls' Generation, Kepler.
Kepler.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who else? We have a lot on the
We got
list,
a
so
list. We got
yeah,
a list. So if there's any
yeah.
that we missed out on, drop them in the comments of this YouTube video to let us know, and also let us know if you'd like to see more of these. I think I figured out how to use my software a little bit better. So if this is obviously we can't show the live stages, but we will. Basically, I'm cutting it up so the commentary will still remain, but unfortunately the live aspect of things cannot. Well, the live stages aspect of things can't remain. So those will be cut out, but I will leave a link to the playlist so you know exactly what videos, what order we watch them in, all that stuff, so you can keep an idea of what type of faces I've made throughout the entirety of this video. So thank you for watching. If you've stayed for the whole thing, I know Gondo did. Big salutes to Gondo. Salutes. Leos, thank you for joining us. Would love to see you in an upcoming one as well. So feel free to follow us here on Twitch and give us a subscribe on YouTube. And that's the best way to keep in touch. So we'd love to see everybody else in the next video. I hope all of you guys had a great holiday and hope you have a happy New Year's. You know, we'll be back. We're not doing one for New Year's on New Year's, so we're not doing Monday. I know as much as you guys would want us to do one on Monday, we're not going to do it because I'm not going to be hungover, but I think Alex will be, and also maybe Therese. I don't want to, I don't want to reach, but I would imagine, the homies are going to be the homies are going to be partying every weekend, but yeah, we'll maybe do one Wednesday of that week once everybody has been sufficiently recovered by that time, except for me because I'm sober all the time. So that is very cool. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. And yeah, follow us here on
Thank you,
Twitch.
guys.
And thank you for watching. And Therese, thank you for give a lot of kudos to Therese in the chat and also in the comments for putting
No, I'm
this
in
list
K-pop
together.
jail. I'm in K-pop jail. No,
she
kudos
was
for
great.
me.
She was great. I'm gonna give her get out of jail free card tonight, right now. So get her out of jail, but give Therese her
Thank you.
flowers. She's a great. And see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.
Bye.